indeed, Big Brother Bel here to give you all that you want and what you need. Today I'm going to give you 5 questions you need to ask on your college visit.
Hoop Laude.
Before I get started, let me go ahead and congratulate you to even get a college visit. Everyone doesn't get a college visit for a coach to bring you to a university or invite you to a university to show you around. It's a big deal, so congratulations on that. If you're not aware, my name is Big Brotha Bel. I put out information every week helping you be the very best you can be both in your sport and out. And today will be no exception. The first tip I'm going to give you, make sure you bring out your pen and pad on this because some of these questions are a little bit wordy. But the first question I would say you need to ask is, ask your coach what metrics of success do they use other than graduation and wins and losses. Let me say that again because it's a little wordy. What metric do you use to rank your success as a coach other than wins and losses and graduation? Now, I'm asking that question because, number one, to answer this question, you have got to think outside of the cookie cutter responses that you've been given other recruits, you've been given other parents, and so on and so forth. And it tells you what's different about that program as opposed to other programs. Other programs use the same metrics. We graduate X amount of student athletes. We've won this amount of games. But what do you provide, and how do you gauge your own level of success? And that's big. And to even go further than that, that's something you should be asking yourself as well. Like, what's going to let you know that this was the right fit for you, other than playing time, other than making good grades? Well, like, what does that look like for you? And what I also want to bring to your attention is, on this visit, realize that this is an interview. Of course, the coach is interviewing you. They're interviewing you. They want to know if this is going to be the right fit. They want to know if this is going to be something that's going to highlight their program in the best way possible. That makes sense. But what I don't want you to gloss over is realizing that you are interviewing them as well. This is supposed to be the best fit for both of us. This is a business transaction. You bring something to the table I find desirable. I bring something to the table you find desirable, and we meet in the middle. Number 2, here's a slightly less wordy question, but still valid, and that is, hey, coach, where am I going to be living?
This does not look like what y'all had posted on the site. Where's all the marble countertops and all the natural sunlight? Where's all that at? Oh, no. That was our leasing office. You had a 1-bedroom apartment listed on your website with pictures of the leasing office. Why? You're here, aren't you? What kind of luxury were you expecting when you walked in? Maybe we can come to an agreement. I mean, I don't know. I expected everything to be like white in here. I expected a walk-in shower. I got to step over the bathtub in there. Ain't no luxurious about stepping over the bathtub. Everybody does that. I expected a double-door fridge. That fridge got 1 door on it. I expected like an air fryer already to be in the kitchen. I don't know, stuff like that. Oh, no. Okay, I see what the confusion is. All right, when we say luxury, we mean shelter. So, we're providing walls, a roof, a floor, windows.
I want to know the exact spot. Like, I don't want to see the showroom, not a sort of condo room, none of that. I want to know the exact room I'm going to be living. They say, well, Bel is under construction or they're cleaning it. Okay, go ahead. Well, if I can't see it, we all have phones. Whip out that phone when we leave. When they get done cleaning it, record it. I want the intro boy walking down the hallway. I want to see the bathroom. I want to see all that, and then send that to me today, coach. Is that okay? What you see is not necessarily what you get. What you see is presented to you for you to come there, for you to come to the school. But what you get is something dramatically different. So you got to be mindful of that. Coach, where am I staying? Where am I staying? You're going to spend the most of your time, no matter if y'all doing 2 days or 3 days, you always going to be spending most of your time in your room. And don't get me wrong, if you're in an older building, you need to know that beforehand. You need to get your mindset right beforehand. All right, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be showing me the very best. You shouldn't be showing me the Ritz-Carlton. You shouldn't be showing me the Marriott, right, penthouse suite. And then I get here and I'm at a Motel 6. My third question is, ask your coach, what are the majors of the student athletes on that team? If you go in there, you see all your teammates' majors are kinesiology or general ed or something like that, I think that's a red flag. I just think that's a red flag. Maybe to the people they're recruiting, maybe to the students and what they feel capable of being able to reach out and grab as far as majors are concerned, there's a red flag for me. Like, you should see an array of different majors, all right, and not just an array of different majors from across the board, from 1 to 5, from 1 to 15, or however big your team. But you should see an array of majors for people that actually playing. People that actually playing and getting playing time. I think that's a telltale sign if they're being encouraged, if they feel comfortable to be in these different majors, if they're being encouraged to be in these different majors. And I think that shows you if it's in an environment that is conducive to education. So, because if you're majoring in just kinesiology and general ed, that's an environment just conducive to your sport. Not to bag on those particular majors. You know, I minored in kinesiology, right, when I was an undergrad, but it needs to be more of an eclectic. It needs to be more of an array of majors other than those two. My fourth one that can't not be overlooked. It's one that a lot of us don't like to talk about. It's one that we kind of skim over. It's one that we let our mom and dad deal with, that our care providers, our aunts, uncles, somebody other than us. But you need to ask a question, what that money looking like? What does that money look like? Understand? I mean financial aid. I mean Pell Grants. I mean doggone scholarship. What does my scholarship cover? Or what's the contingencies upon this scholarship? Like, what's the fine print? Like, what I need to know this immediately, okay? Immediately, because it's not only are you going to be using your time, energy, and patience here, money. I dare to say there are people that haven't been in college for 20, 30 years, but they're still paying off things that happen in college. So understand that now you're an adult. You're an adult. You need to ask questions, okay? Never feel bad about asking questions, right? Everybody had to learn one day. Don't feel intimidated. These jokers across the desk have been doing this 10, 20, 30 years, and you're just 18 years old. You're just 20 years old. Like, listen, don't feel bad. Do not feel bad. Don't go along to get along as far as, I'm just going to fake it and act like I know. No, you're not helping anybody else out, because at the end of the day, you hear me say this on this channel often, at the end of the day, everybody has these suggestions, all these things that you should be doing, but these are suggestions. At the end of the day, you are going to be swiping your debit card, right? You're going to be paying for this in the long run. Even if your parents are helping you out right now, you're going to be paying for this. Even if you get a full ride scholarship, you're going to be paying for this, right? So you got to make this count. It's a great restaurant. They're gonna say, hey, Bill, take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, and that's cool. But it's gonna be on your bill. So you need to operate as such. Educate yourself on this thing. And you may not know all of it right then and there. They didn't learn all this stuff on their first visit. They didn't learn all this stuff their first year, right? Sometimes it takes more than a semester. It takes 2 or 3 semesters for you to realize, okay, let me figure this out. But my thing I want to encourage you to do is to not feel intimidated and not feel less than or dumb because you don't know it walking into the situation, right? And it's different. It's different from university to university as far as where to find different things. It can be frustrating. It can be frustrating. But I work at a university, and I work at a university, and at times you'll see people that will come back 5 years later, literally 5 years later, for something that was on their bill that they have to pay now. And it's like 5 years later. It's like, wait a minute, what? You didn't see this? They didn't even look at their bill. They don't know what's going on. They're just kind of going with the flow, hoping the coach is going to do this and hoping. And it's not your coach's job. It's simple as that. It's just not your coach's job. It's not your coach's. But he's like a father. It's not your coach's job. It's your job. It's your future. It's your time. So make sure that you ask the right questions and educate yourself accordingly so you can make the best decision possible. Fifth one, I got a hard-hitting, wordy question to wrap this list up. And the question is, Coach, what are you doing to ensure academic success other than class checks and study hall? That question is powerful because, again, like the first question I gave you, there's no cookie-cutter response that he or she is going to be able to pull from a different school. That's not a question that people normally get. Just going to study hall and the occasional grade checks when you're flirting with academic ineligibility, it's not going to work. It's not gonna work. Now, some people may say, well, that's kind of hard on a Coach Bell, don't you think? Absolutely not. Because when you're in a practice setting, you have a game plan of what you can do that's gonna make your team stand out, and this is your unique game plan. This is a unique game plan. Like, man, we're gonna work on the mic and drill, and then we're gonna come over and then we're gonna work on pick and pop, and we're gonna make sure you work on this. And you feel like as a coach that this is gonna give you the upper hand in a game-like situation. You got your whole game plan. It's great, it's awesome, it's gonna work. Shouldn't you have a game plan for me as far as my development as a student athlete, holistically, academically? Shouldn't you provide that as well? Or are you cool with like the bare minimum? We just want to make sure that everybody got a 2.0 GPA, and we're gonna let it ride. What you measure there? What you measure there? Wash your hands with soap, basket weaving. That's good. That's good. Keep that up. Yeah. But be on practice on time. Now listen, I fell in 6th grade and 8th grade special education classes. I wasn't supposed to go to college at all, and I was able to graduate with a master's degree. I was able to do that because some of the systems beyond tutoring, some of the relationships beyond tutoring that was helping me along the way. And that's what you need to ask about. Listen, I hope all this helped you out. 5 questions you should be asking on your college visit. So as always, whether it's on the court or off, in the classroom or out, graduate at the top of your class. Hoop Laude.